Mindfulness Lesson 4, Lesson 42 in the book called Mindfulness, Now What? We start with an opening question, we address focus, we share a story called Two Circles, and finally we get to practice perspective with tangrams. It's going to be a lot of fun. Okay, opening question. How can you use your mindfulness skills? So we've introduced 3 lessons at this point and talk about where and how was it useful. And then we're going to take it next level with this lesson. Focus. Ask students to look around the room and find as many things with the color red as possible in 30 seconds. We kind of did that earlier with the 5 senses exercise. After 30 seconds, tell students to share what they saw with someone next to them. Make it social. Ask students to look around the room and notice as many things that are circular as possible in 30 seconds. After 30 seconds, tell students to share what they saw with someone next to them. Now the students are thinking, what's going on here? Ask, how many red things did you notice? How many circular objects did you notice? And then ask, what can we conclude from this activity? Which is, when we decide to look for something, we're more likely to see it. And what does that mean? Discuss, how does focus affect what we see and notice, and how can we use this knowledge to improve our lives? So this just introduces the concept that we can have control over what we notice. Usually we go through life unconsciously, but when we make a decision, suddenly what appears for us will be different and more numerous, which can make a big difference in when you're trying to achieve something. Okay, 2 circles. Share a copy of the Native American legend Two Wolves. Then draw 2 large circles. Say, think about a goal that you haven't been able to achieve. So now we're going to apply focus. Ask, why haven't you been able to achieve it? Write down responses in 1 circle, and then after filling the circle, say, notice what you feel right now about accomplishing a goal. And they'll probably be feeling sad, and the energy is going to be low, and you could also demonstrate this for yourself first, so it's not like putting it on them. Make it more human that we all have that, and we all don't feel great about not accomplishing that goal. Then ask, think about ways you can still achieve this goal despite a lack of past success. And again, you can demonstrate this first. Write these responses in the other circle. After filling the second circle, say, notice what you feel right now about accomplishing your goal, which is usually different. So again, now we're applying focus to saying, okay, when we focus on the negative and all things that didn't happen, I feel terrible. And what happens? You don't do anything. When you focus then on what's possible, you can then have an opportunity to say, well, I can change mine. And suddenly I see things that I didn't see before. And that will give you the positive energy to get things done. This is connected to the Two Wolves story. Read the Native American legend, Two Wolves. Say, our thoughts arise in our minds. First, of course, read Two Wolves, and you might want to discuss it and why it's significant, such as we can control that wolf that affects what we are thinking. Then say, our thoughts arise in our mind as if they are an accurate description of the world as it is, and depiction. However, there are many ways to interact with the world, and we get to choose the prism through which we see it. That is, in my opinion, the lesson from the Two Wolves. Ask, how did you see the world? How do you see the world, and how does that affect the way you experience it? So suddenly we're getting to a higher level of mindfulness, which is looking at the beliefs that we have and the prism that we see the world. And ask, once we become aware of our thoughts, not just the self-thoughts, but our beliefs and our intention and our focus, what can we do with them? We can be curious about them. We can evaluate their utility, notice and release them, and connect them to what we are feeling and needing, and finally reconnect to an intention that matches our goals or values. So once we become aware of this, that we're thinking, we can say, is this working for me? Is this not working for me? This is the life coaching thing. And then if it's working for you, great, keep doing it. If it's not, what can you do mentally? What shift can you have in your perspective that can suddenly elucidate more positive feelings, more creative opportunities, anything that's going to allow you to get what you want? And then how do you apply this lesson from Two Wolves to your life? So, theoretical, possible. Let's give a practical example, and we practice with tangrams. Okay, 10 sets of tangrams. I like buying it. Cutting them out takes me too long, and the paper just like crumbles. I don't like that. I would buy them. Easy to say, but anyway, 10. You also have 10 tangram shape handouts, so students are very clear about what they are creating. And here is an example. You can download yours in the download section. Okay, so here are the tangrams with lines. These are some examples. Make it easy with the lines. I would do that first, and then second, you do a shadow, so it's a little harder to create. Divide the class into groups of 3 to 4 students. It could be more. I like 3 to 4 for me is the right number. Give each group a tangram set and the tangram shape handout. Then, this is when I did it with paper. And I don't recommend that. Say for round one, use the top half of the tangram shape handout to make as many shapes as you can within 2 minutes. It's easier because the lines show you which shapes to use. Give groups 2 minutes to come up with as many shapes as they can and tally the results. Ask students to notice their thinking and deeper, even their beliefs, and whether their thoughts are helping them or not. So now it's not just noticing self-talk, it's now noticing, is it helpful? If their thoughts are not helping them, ask them to focus on the possibility of being successful. So now we're just entering into that mindset of what does it mean to decide the way that we want to see the world. Say, and which wolf we want to feed. Say, for round two, you'll have another 2 minutes to make as many shapes as you can using the top half of the tangram shape handout. And notice your thoughts and consider the possibility you will be successful. So now it's adding a little bit of intention that you're going to be successful. I like saying that you can consider the possibility. I don't say you will be. You can do that. But for me, I say consider possibility because it allows for a little bit of doubt, which I think is nice, and being real about it because you might not be possible. It might not be possible, but if you consider it being possible, it will make a difference. Give the group another 2 minutes to come up with as many shapes as you like, and then compare the results. All right, one variation for a third round, use the bottom half. It's a little harder, so I wouldn't put that on. I wouldn't do that first. Use the bottom half of the tangram shape handout. You can do this the following day to make as many shapes as possible within 5 minutes. These shapes do not show which tangrams to use, so the task will be more difficult. Ask students to notice their thoughts and consider the possibility they will be successful. Finally, how did the awareness of your thoughts influence your productivity? And then for homework, notice what you are thinking about as you approach any obstacle. And again, the next day when they come in, say, hey, this is a long-term project. You're introducing it with this lesson. The key to make this work is tracking it over time and building a social network up in your class to say, how did you approach the problem, and do it from a variety of problems. It could be social, it could be academic, and the kids this will make a tremendous difference in their lives.